Hey there, YouTube, everybody out there. Hi to everyone that is watching, if anyone's watching. So just uploaded a video a little bit ago about heartbreak and closure and reflection, and that video was shot back in October. I had to go check in the file, October 13th, 2016. So it's been almost 3 years since that video. Clearly pretty hurt in there still. I was doing pretty good overall. I wanted to make this video though to offer some light and some perspective and some tips for maybe people that are going through a bad breakup or a bad divorce or are just feeling heartbroken, can't get over whoever it is you were in love with for so long. And me myself, I've been married twice. Married twice. First time was really short, not even quite 2 years. The second time was really long, 10 years. And some things I can say about it, looking back on it now, it's interesting because the longer time goes by, the more I look back and I'm like, man, that person really, like, how do we make it as long as we did? And before I say anything else, what you won't get out of this, you won't get me bashing any of my spouses or any of my ex-spouses. That's not me. I don't think that's healthy. Second of all, I think it's terrible when people do that. I think it's just bringing bad energy into the atmosphere. And but the last one was tough because there wasn't any trust issues, there wasn't any cheating, there wasn't any of the real big things, there wasn't any huge financial stuff, nothing like that. It just kind of fell out of love. And in the end, I had a child from my first marriage who is now be 19 next month. So anyways, she, in the end of our marriage, decided that she changed her mind and she wanted kids. And I was like, at this point, my kid was like, I think 12 or 13. I was like, if you want kids, I'm like, God bless you, but I'm not that guy. And now, as of current today, she's with somebody that she's been with since really a couple months after we separated. Not even divorced, but separated, which stings a little bit, but it is what it is. And they seem happy, and I've bumped into her here and there, and they just had a baby, and I couldn't be happier for her. From the bottom of my heart, I mean, that's what she wanted, and I'm so glad. And that was the whole point of ending. And I'm like, hey, you're younger than me, so if that's something you want, then I want you to be able to have that, Looking back at it, there's a lot of things, even though it probably would have never worked out in the end, there's a lot of things I really could have done better. I could have not got angry about stuff. And when I say angry, I don't mean like beating anybody or cuss. I'm just talking about getting upset about dumb stuff, the stupid little stuff that people sometimes argue about. That happened a lot, and there was faults on both sides. But I'm the kind of guy I always take most of the faults. You know what I mean? And I've learned so much about myself since then. I've dated a lot, and I've been in a few relationships here and there, and just gotten a real dose of perspective about what's important for me in my life and what's not. And one of the tips I can give you is whoever the person you broke up with, whoever they start dating next, don't dwell on that person, who they are. Don't dwell on what their looks like, what's better about them than maybe what's better about you. At this point, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And you can find oodles of information about how to win back an ex on YouTube. I've watched videos like that. I've seen videos like that. There's like straight up relationship experts, which I am not. I'm just a 41-year-old dude that's lived a life, you know what I mean, and has a bit of perspective to offer maybe to some of you folks out there. And maybe since I'm just a regular old dude, maybe it'll hit home a little bit better than it would be coming from some studied up expert, or maybe not. But yeah, whoever the other guy ends up being, or girl, I should say, guy or girl, don't consider yourself like she's. For instance, my ex has been with the same guy since we like I said, we separated, so better part of 5 years. And I know his first name, I know his last name. I have never seen this man. I know I could probably look him up on Facebook in a heartbeat. I don't. It doesn't matter. It's not my business. I've moved on. What matters is she's happy where she's at, and I'm focusing on what I need to focus on. And it's a hard thing to ask people not to do, to not dig or Facebook stalk, or are they happy, or are they, what are they doing? Were they on vacation when he never went on vacation, me or she or whatever? It's just, it's not a healthy behavior. It's not going to do you any kind of good. Some things that I did, keep in mind, nothing I'm going to tell you is probably going to be rocket science, or maybe it will be, I don't know. Some things I think anybody can do after a bad breakup is start focusing on yourself. In other words, get really healthy, start a gym membership, maybe go shopping, maybe whatever place you're living in at the current time, maybe revamp your place and move your furniture around. Just get things fresh and new, and so you're not in that state of like, oh, it was like this and it was like that. And surround yourself with your friends. That's another big one. Talk to the people that are closest to you and tell them how you're feeling. And if it's really bad, I mean, if it's tearing you up inside, like it's just feels like the end of the earth, maybe go see somebody professionally. I've done that. I'm doing that right now, not even because of relationship stuff, just because of goals, things in life, things I'm working on, things I'm trying to be better about me. Yeah, get yourself some great hobbies, find what you're passionate about, refresh your life. Like I said, go shop and get some new clothes, whatever it takes to make you feel new again and back to your old self a little bit. And don't spend a ton of time alone. I mean, we all have to be alone. We have to go home. You know, after breakup, we're usually by ourselves, or maybe you're with family, but don't spend too much time alone dwelling. This might sound silly, but I recommend finding whatever sappy music it is that you associated with your ex, whether it was a song or a whole album or a whole artist, listening to that artist and just crying. Just cry your eyes out. Just cry till you're blue in the face, until you ain't got nothing left. There really is nothing more therapeutic than that. It's pretty therapeutic, and I know I've spent a good couple hours at a time in a parking lot listening to some Adele and just cutting it loose, you know what I mean? Not ashamed to say it at all. And I can tell you right now, I'm really, like, relationship wise and how I feel about myself and where I'm pretty damn healthy. Do I have other goals and stuff in life? Absolutely, other things, but relationship wise, I'm doing really well. I'm not currently with anybody. I'm just enjoying my life and focusing on me and some of my personal goals. And yeah, it's just a good cry, man. I'm telling you what. Don't dwell on it too much. Don't do this every day, all day long. But I'm telling you, if you cry enough, after a while, it's not, you're gonna, whatever that song was, you'll get to a point eventually. It might take a while. It really will. I think I was pretty heartbroken for a 10-year marriage for the better part of almost 2 years. And when I say heartbroken, I don't mean I was crying every single day, all day long. I just mean it hurt. I still reflected on stuff and thought about things, and it was tough, you know what I mean? And like they say, time will mend your heart. Hopefully some of these tips that I've said have helped a little bit so far. And this video is not rehearsed at all. I don't have a piece of paper, nothing, no reference frame. So if I sound like I'm rambling, I deeply apologize. What else was I gonna say? Just maybe take a trip with a friend. That's another thing that you could do. And just another thing you don't want to do, and I think everybody said this, and it's tempting, man. It's so tempting to do right away. Don't go from one relationship to the other if you're carrying all that baggage and all that hurt and all that heartache. It's not fair to yourself. It's definitely not fair to the other person. They don't deserve to have to deal with that, or to be the one that has to cushion that or pad that for you, you know, to ease that blow. You should take that. I think you should take any divorce or breakup head on and deal with it the way you need to deal with it, whether it takes months, years, or whatever. Get it out of your system and move on. Another thing, this is a personal thing. Make a list. Depending on why or why not it didn't work out. Even if your ex was the most abusive, crappy, awful person in the world, make a list of things that maybe you could have changed. Whether that be maybe not losing your temper, maybe it would have been spending more time together, or maybe it would have been every time you wanted to go do something with his buddies and you wanted to say no, or to him or her, then you were kind of rude and crass about it. Make a list. I've definitely made a list of things. There's, like I said, the yelling was one thing. I worked so much at that time when I was married. She'd be like, hey, let's go do this and let's go do that. And I would always be like, no, I don't feel like it. No, I don't feel like it. I said no so much. Just so much stuff. Like, looking back at it, I'm like, I wouldn't even have liked me. You know what I mean? Make a list and find the things that, weren't your strong suit or that you failed at, and change those things. And make sure, moving on to your next relationship, that you don't bring any of that stuff with it. You've changed for the better. And another big one is perspective. Get some perspective, man. I think we all have been to the point where it's like, oh, it's the end of the world, man. Him or her, we're not together anymore, and it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's really, honestly, it's small potatoes. There's people out there dying every day. There's people out there starving every day. There's people in old folks' homes that can't hardly move anymore, and somebody's got to help them go to the bathroom. Get some perspective. Sometimes it's really, really hard to get that perspective when you're in that state of grieving. But go out and get it, however you can, whether it's a positive perspective on life or whether it's a perspective to show that maybe your situation is not that bad. Like, for me, I really enjoy hiking. Like, getting back into hiking for me helped me out. Talking to people helped me out. I made videos about how butthurt I was that helped me out. Not like poor me, just me getting it off my chest, But perspective is everything. It's really so easy to lose perspective. And yeah, I hope this video helps you guys. Whoever ends up watching this, man, I love you, him or her, whoever you are. I really do. I want my page to, I haven't really came up with a theme for my page, so I could cover anything from humor to random recipes to me spilling my heart about some experience or whatever. But I think the one thing I do know I want out of my YouTube page, channel, whatever you want to call it, is I want people to feel like they can say whatever they need to say. If you think I'm crazy, tell me I'm crazy. If you think I'm stupid, tell me I'm stupid. I'm open to. It's the internet, man. I'm not sensitive about it. I realize it's the World Wide Web, and I'm going to get all kinds of people, eventually sometime saying all kinds of stuff. So if you have any questions or concerns or want to voice something or share it with me, feel free, man. I'll get back to you. As of right now, I have 1 subscriber, so I'm pretty stoked about that 1 subscriber. But yeah, I love each and every one of you guys. Don't lose perspective on life, and keep trucking along. And people out there love you and care about you, including myself. So you guys have a blessed day and a great weekend. And thanks for listening to my rambling and my ranting. And I hope this helped a little bit. And you have a wonderful day. Bye.